Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2025. I am coming at you with a banger. If you run a lead gen SMMA or a similar type of agency and you feel stuck right now, maybe you hit an income ceiling, maybe you're on a client hamster wheel, and you're looking around and you're like, damn, I really know my shit. I understand marketing, I understand copywriting, I just have a good foundation here, but my income isn't reflecting my knowledge and my skill set. You are not alone, and it's likely not your fault. And in this video, I'm going to show you a much better model. I'm going to show you a way where you can take your existing skill set and just apply it in a different way and likely make a lot more money and scale to those $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 months relatively quickly. Once upon a time, I was a burnt out SMMA owner. I had been running that business for about 2 years. I had 15 to 20 clients, but I'd probably worked with 60 to 70 in total, but I just dealt with a lot of churn. And despite what I did on the acquisition or on the fulfillment side, I just couldn't keep clients long term. And it just felt like I was fighting this uphill battle. And I knew that if I wanted to reach my goals of consistent 20, 30K months and eventually 50 and eventually 100, it just wasn't gonna make sense. I was charging clients $1,000 a month, which don't start that low, but I was working with local basketball trainers, which was a tough niche to go into in general. But I was able to get clients and I could only charge that much because they weren't making that much money. And I did the math and I was like, okay, if I want to make 100 grand a month, I need 100 clients. And that means I need a big team. And that means that I need to keep acquiring because this churn is such an issue. And I just started mapping this out in my head and thinking like, I'm not capable of this. I cannot scale this business the way that I want to. Like, yes, it's good cash flow right now. It was funding my lifestyle and my life was pretty cheap at that point. But thinking about scaling it was a fucking nightmare. I remember there were a few people that I knew who I'd gotten into the online business space with around the same time. They started an agency or they started copywriting. They were doing something similar. And they had gotten to 50 or even 100K a month, and I was like, they don't know anything I don't know. I'm actually more skilled than they are. I know the ins and outs of Go High Level. I'm a good copywriter. I understand email marketing. I understand client acquisition. Like, I am good at this shit. But my income is just, it's fluctuating, it's unpredictable, and it's not a reflection of my skill set. So I reached this point where I was like, I gotta change something. And it was around that time where I started working with personal brands, selling online coaching, selling courses. And originally they were just in the basketball training space because that's kind of where I built my name and I had some credibility. And I was like, okay, I understand the local lead gen and I understand ads. Like, I can kind of just use the same skill set and apply it to the online space. So I got a handful of clients and I started scaling with them really quickly. And I was like, holy shit, did I just kind of uncover something here? Like, I didn't learn anything new. I took my existing skill set and I applied it in a different vertical and I started making them a lot of money. And it felt good to like actually be in control of client results. Like, in a traditional SMMA, there's so many moving pieces and a lot of the sales process is gonna be up to your client. And at one point I even tried to have appointment setters that would call the leads that we were getting for the local basketball trainer clients, but nothing worked. I just couldn't crack fulfillment. And then I switched over to the online coaching space and my clients started to get results. I started to see more money coming into the Stripe account and I was like, okay, this feels good. I do know what I'm doing here. I am a good service provider. I can get results. Maybe I was just in the wrong vehicle. Maybe I was basically a Ferrari and instead of putting in the right gas, I was putting in fucking diesel, and Ferraris don't run on diesel. So let's get some premium gas and let's scale this bitch to the moon. And that's exactly what I did. Just a few months into completely pivoting to the online coaching industry, I hit $25,000 months consistently. Not long after, I hit $50,000 months, and then I hit $100,000 months with just 7 clients and 1 team member at the time. And I remember thinking like, wow, I'm so glad that I switched models, because if I wanted to hit that same revenue number with the basketball trainer local agency, it would have been fucking impossible. It would have been an absolute headache, and I would have had to hire this big team and manage people, and I'm not good at managing people, I'm good at marketing. And so if you're in a similar boat that I was in, and this sounds at all familiar, and you're like, maybe that does make sense. I would much rather like to scale with less clients, less complexity, and be able to make a lot more money while working with people who are actually making a lot of money, and get clients on rev shares and eventually be able to charge them 10, 20, 30 grand a month for a single client rather than just having to stack a bunch of retainers. Obviously, that sounds a lot easier and a lot more scalable, and you probably have an existing skill set that you can use to do so. So this brings me to my next point, which is the ideal agency. The other day I was watching a video where this guy Jordan Platten described the ideal agency as a large market, easy to get results, in-demand service, low overhead, and a scalable future. My lead gen agency from a couple years ago probably only checked 1 or 2 of those boxes, but my new agency working with online coaches checks all 5. So let's break down exactly what I do and how I've had clients pay me up to $40,000 a month. So unless you live under a rock, obviously you know that everybody is selling coaching, everybody is selling courses, and are typically doing so through a high ticket funnel. They need a VSL, they need somebody to write their emails, they need somebody to help with their CRM and their sales team, and all of these moving pieces that go into that. Basically, I just go in and do all of that for them. And they already have all of this existing traffic from their organic audience, so my job is to just liquidate that organic audience, which is a hell of a lot easier. So as you probably know, the online education industry is a huge market, and it's growing at almost 10% a year. It's projected to be at $280 billion by 2029. So that checks the first box of the large market. Second, easy to get results. Somebody already has an audience, you help them liquidate the audience using the skills that you probably already have, checks the second box. Third, in-demand service. Coaches need somebody like you. They're good at making content, they're good at attention, and they're an expert on whatever they're teaching. But other than that, they don't know how to build a funnel most of the time. They don't know VSLs, they don't know email marketing, they don't know how to even build an offer or structure a sales team. Like, it's completely wide open. Think about somebody who has 30 years of experience in real estate, and then they hop on social media and they start talking about that, and then naturally they build an audience of people who want to learn more from them. Do you think they're going to have any idea how to put all of the pieces of the marketing side together? No. So that's where you can come in and get a piece of the pie. Number 4 on the ideal agency list is low overhead. Like I said, I've had multiple clients that have paid me over $40,000 in a single month. If I wanted to just make $40K a month with one client, I could do so. And that's no overhead. And so the reason that I'm able to charge some of my clients multi 5 figures per month is because I'm managing everything on the back end for them. All they do was make content, get more people into the funnel, and then we take care of everything else. Obviously, that gives me a lot more leverage, and I'm able to charge anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20% plus. So this allows you to scale to multi 5 figures a month, or even 6 figures a month, either completely solo or with just a few team members, which is nearly impossible to do with any other type of online agency. So the 5th and final trait of an ideal agency is a scalable future. And basically what that means is this a fad? Is this something that is basically going to get patched and it's not going to be around for a while? Well, when you think about how much the online education industry is growing, and you think about how there's more and more coaches coming to this market every single day, more people that are going to need more help, then you're not ever going to run into an issue where you can't get clients because there just aren't enough coaches. The only way this ever really gets more difficult is if you don't kind of follow the trends in the online coaching space, and you're no longer to get really good results for your clients. So I've had a lot of success running webinars, but I've also built some low ticket sales pages for clients. I have a lot of my clients are running high ticket communities, and they're running a simple BSL book a call funnel. And right now that's what's working in the market. And eventually that'll probably change. And if you don't change with the times, then maybe you will get left behind and maybe your agency won't last. But that is really the only way that you could possibly kind of crash and burn with this model. And if you're aware as a business owner and as a marketer, you kind of keep your ear to the streets, then that's just not going to happen. So when you take all of this into account and you think about what you want as an agency owner and how you see yourself scaling this business, odds are the info product agency could be a good fit for you. Obviously, if you are good at hiring and managing people and you want to build a bigger team and you want to just have to worry about acquisition for your own business and stack a bunch of retainers, then I know people have had plenty of success with the more traditional SMMA model. but that wasn't me. And so that's why this has kind of fit my skill set better. I'm a good marketer, and I'd rather just get a handful of clients and focus on scaling with them, focus on utilizing that skill that I have. And that's what's allowed me to hit 6-figure months inside of this business and really feel like I know what I'm doing. So if you're like me and you want to transition over to what could be a higher leveraged opportunity for you, here are the steps I would follow. First, just start funnel hacking anybody you see that's selling coaching. If they're running ads, click on their ads, put your contact information in, maybe make a burner email, and then just compile all of this data for yourself to look at and all of these funnels that you can refer to, so you just get a really good grasp of what's working in the info product market right now. Second step, once you feel like you understand what's going on in the market, go get clients. You already know how to do this. And the biggest thing I'll say on outreach is quality pitches will get you quality clients. This is not a game of sheer volume. You could send 5 to 10 really high quality outreach messages where you go through somebody's funnel and you look at, okay, I think you can improve the copy here. Oh, I noticed you're not sending emails. Oh, I noticed that you only have a low ticket community. Maybe we could add high ticket. If you just show them that you actually know what you're talking about and you make a logical argument as to how you can make them more money, and you do that via Loom or you send them a Google Doc, and you show that you're competent and you know what you're actually talking about in your outreach, you can genuinely get a client in your first 5 to 10 pitches. Obviously, that's not a guarantee that you will, but it is a lot easier to get clients in this space than you'd think, because almost everybody else that's doing this is retarded. Genuinely, the pitches that I get, because I have my own coaching program, so I get people pitching me all the time, and they're all horrible, like absolute trash. They don't take any time to look at what I'm doing and see where they can potentially help me. They're just blindly firing outreach into the ether, and it's never gonna come back, it's never gonna work. Somebody's gotta put the fries in the bag, I guess. But the acquisition part is honestly easy in this space. It is not hard to get clients as long as you can stand out from everybody else who's pitching them. The third and final thing that I would do if I wanted to switch over to this model is, once you get a client, go above and beyond. Do everything you possibly can to get the best results possible for them, because one case study can change your life. Not only can you make a ton of money if you get that client on a 10 or 20% rev share, like that can be your 50K a month agency right there with one client, but you can go and use that and say, hey, I made this guy 300 grand a month, and go and get more clients. And it just becomes this snowball effect. And then eventually you have 5 clients and you're making 100 grand a month inside of your own business, and you have them on rev shares, and you like the people you're working with, and it's just a lot more scalable, a lot less stressful, and you're not on a client hamster wheel where you just have to keep acquiring and build a bigger team and just build yourself an absolute headache. So if you're a burnt out agency owner, I hope this has helped you, and maybe I've inspired some of you to build your own info product agency. If you want to work with me directly, and I'll help you scale, and I'll show you how I do everything inside of my own agency and how I hit 6-figure months with just one team member, as well as how I've scaled our clients' businesses and how we've made clients over 500 grand in a single month, which obviously leads to more opportunities for us. So if you want to get direct coaching from me, the link is in the description to do so. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you liked this one. Let's crush 2025. Like, subscribe, comment, share this with your grandma. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.